Hey everyone, welcome! Today, we're going to break down one of the most essential building blocks of English grammar. Yep, the present simple tense. By the end of this, you're going to feel way more confident using it.
So let's just jump right in with the question you probably answer every single day, maybe without even thinking about the grammar behind it. Things like, I get up around 7, I eat breakfast, I go to work. See what I mean? You're already a pro at this.
Yep, that's the present simple in action. It's the key to talking about, your daily life, your habits, even big things like universal truths. And stick with me, because by the end of this, you are going to master it. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with what the present simple even is. Then we'll get into building positive sentences, making them negative, and of course, how to ask questions. And we'll finish up with a little practice to make sure it all sticks. Okay, first things first. What exactly is the present simple tense? And maybe more importantly, when do we actually use it? I mean, this is really the foundation of so much of our everyday conversation. Basically, you want to use the present simple for a few main things. First, for habits and routines, stuff you do all the time, like I watch TV in the evening. Also, for repeated actions, we play tennis on Wednesday. And then for big stuff, general truths and facts. Things like the earth goes around the sun or ducks love water. These things are just always true. All right, that's the what. Now let's get into the how. We're going to start with the first building block, making simple, positive sentences. And honestly, the best news is that for most subjects, I, you, we, and they, it's super easy. You literally just use the base form of the verb. No changes, I go. You play. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Okay, but here's the one little trick you have to remember. For he, she, or it, what we call the third person singular, you've got to add an S or an ES to the verb. So it's not he like, it's he likes. Not school finish, but school finishes. That little S is probably the most common mistake people make, so really lock that one in. Okay, so we can say what is true, but what about when something isn't true? Well, you can't just throw not in there. We need a little help. And that's where a special helper verb comes in to do all the heavy lifting. Yeah, think about it. I go not shopping just sounds weird, right? That's because we need that helper verb, do, to carry the word not for us. It's like not can't stand on its own. And the pattern is really simple. For I, you, we, and they, we use don't, as in they don't listen to pop music. And for our special little group, he, she, and it, we use doesn't. He doesn't like rap music. See how that works? So let's look at how this changes a sentence. A positive sentence like I study French becomes negative. I don't study French. Easy enough. But check this out. The dog likes cats becomes the dog doesn't like cats. Did you catch that? The S from likes jumped over to the do to make it does. The main verb then goes back to its base form. That's a super important detail. Awesome. So you've got positives, you've got negatives. What's next? Asking questions, of course. And the great news is we use that very same helper verb, do, to get the job done. It's basically a 3-step recipe. Step 1, start with do or does. Step 2, add your subject, you, he, the school, whatever. And step 3, and this is key, you add the base form of the verb. No S on the end of the main verb in questions, ever.
So you see the formula here. For yes or no questions, that helper verb, do or does, it just jumps right to the front of the line. It's like you're flipping the first two words of the sentence around.
Now, what if you want to ask for more than just a yes or no? It's so simple. You just stick a question word like what, where, when, right at the very beginning, even before do or does. The rest of the sentence structure, it stays exactly the same. How cool is that? All right, we've covered all the rules. Now it's time to actually put this stuff into practice. Let's do a little quick fire round to test out your skills. You ready for this? Okay, first one up. We need to fill in the blank here to make a negative sentence. The subject is she. So what do you think? And the answer is doesn't get up. That's it. She needs doesn't, and then you just use the base verb. Get up. Perfect. You're getting this. Okay, how about this one? It's a positive statement this time. The subject is we. So what happens to the verb play? You got it. It's just play. Since the subject is we, you don't need to change the verb at all. We play. Simple as that. All right, last one for our little quiz. We need to form a question here. The subject is Sarah. So, which helper verb is going to kick things off? Yes, the answer is does Sarah read? Sarah is just like she, so we have to start the question with does. And remember, the main verb, read, stays in its simple base form. Fantastic job. So look at that. You can now ask things like, where does he live? Or what do they watch? You totally get it now. You've got the complete toolkit to talk about daily routines, to state facts, and to ask all sorts of questions in English. So now, the only real question is, what are you going to go out and ask first?